Squee, ah, what, no, and other reactions to a fuzzy rock. Great title. Jess Miller Camp. The down or left button, right button.
Right button. All right. If I ask you to picture a mineral, you're probably thinking of something like quartz, blocky. But minerals come in an amazingly diverse array of forms, some of them very weird. If you touch this one, it feels like a kitten or a kiwi fruit. It's actually fuzzy. So geologists use a unique set of properties to tell each mineral apart from each other. This one has two properties that make it fuzzy. One is that it has fibrous crystals, meaning they're long and really skinny like the fibers in your clothes. And the other is that those fibers are actually elastic. They bounce back after you release whatever pressure you're applying, which makes it feel fuzzy. And people have an amazingly diverse array of reactions to feeling this fuzzy rock. It's part of the Schultz Mineral Collection at the University of California, Riverside Earth Sciences Museum. It was donated a few years ago by Louise Schultz. Her husband, Henry Schultz, had died a few years ago, and he found a love of minerals when he took an introductory geology class late in life and started just systematically collecting them from rock shops and even made a digital catalog, which was amazing coming from a museum perspective, made it so much easier to bring in. And she donated it because she wanted other people to appreciate and learn from those minerals. So that's what I used it for when I worked there. I had students help me curate it, help me clean it. They learned how to store, organize. They learned how to tell which minerals are hazardous, what to do with the hazardous minerals. They walked away with a much more appreciative sense for how amazing the minerals are, because it's hard to do that unless you've got this entire collection in front of you showing the diversity of forms out there. So I also showed it to people like entomology professors and just random families that came through the museum, and everybody was just amazed at the array of forms out there in the mineral world. So they learned things like fire opals have this iridescent kaleidoscope of color. Willemite glows bright green in UV light. Some minerals like carnallite literally dissolve in the air, so you have to store them in airtight containers. So some of those students actually walked away starting their own mineral collections, and because they were able to learn how to care for those collections, they're able to keep their own in proper storage conditions, make sure your fluoride's not going to fade in light because they glow under UV light, but if you keep them under normal light too long, they don't glow anymore. So if you're ever in a position to touch oakenite, make sure you ask permission to touch first, because it is also fragile. You want to keep your hands clean, and you want to be very, very gentle, so that other people can appreciate a rock that feels like a kitten.
Thank you.